Today's AskReddit post. People who force others into listening to the music by driving a car with windows wide open and the volume 100% on. Why do you do that? Oh boy, this is gonna be a good one. Let's get started. It's how I attract others of my kind. Like a mating call. Other men in souped up Subarus. I'm a woman. I like my music loud but my AC is broken. Airflow gang. The water cooling gang does not like the way you talk, kid. My old neighbor at the apartments I lived at used to just sit in his car outside the apartments and blare his music with heavy bass. My apartment windows would rattle and was hard to hear the TV. I friended him to the point when I had a girl come over and text him and he'd stop for the night. He would play his music like that until 10 PM, which is noise curfew around here. A lady across the street was a single mother studying to be a doctor and asked him multiple times to stop cause kids are trying to sleep or she was studying. He would just tell her to duck off and he'd stop at 10 PM. He's thankfully gone now. Sounds like the definition of a douchebag. I feel like this comment is directed at the window rattling subwoofer people. Those people are assholes. For me, I like the music just like enough that I can sing it and not drown out the music with my voice. Also, wind feels good. There are so many of these people in my little rural town. In fact, just yesterday my clock was rattling on the wall before I even registered the sound of the bass and I thought we were having another earthquake. For some people that's their only opportunity to get their yas out. I'm nearly 60 and I don't have a problem with this. If I catch the eye of somebody doing this I'll bob my head like this is my jam. People like that. And they smile. If I hate the music, so what? They'll be gone in like 10 seconds. I love people like you. My friend was killed a few weeks ago and I ended up taking a drive to try and clear my head. My MP3 player tuned into just the right song and I had to blast it. The lyrics, the music, my emotions, all of it was in the zone. People in this thread would sit there wishing I would just shut up and be quiet for them. But I needed to be loud for me in order to process. Song was highly suspect, fly for anyone interested. And it was absolutely what I needed at that time. Friend and I were in a band together so music was a huge thing in our friendship. There's not much that beats jamming out with the wind in your hair. Honestly, it's not that I want them hearing my music, but jamming out on the highway with the windows open is just a good experience. Exactly this. Because everyone should hear my Norwegian death metal at 8 AM. It gets them hype for the day. Edit. Misspelled it. Agreed. It's my belief that if you haven't heard the aggressive guitar chugging of Mayhem and the fast rhythms of Megadeth then you don't understand how different music can actually be. Technical, beautiful and full of hatred at the same time. I feel like I'm the only one who likes these people. Obviously there's a time and a place for everything. And if you're one of these dudes who pulls into the parking lot at work blasting insane clown posse every day then yeah, duck off. But if I hear a good song coming out of somebody's car I'll look it up on Shazam. I've discovered a lot of good stuff that way. I agree. I like loud music in summer. Hearing it in houses as I pass or passing cars. As you said, if it's constant it's no fun for anyone, but if it's just for a few seconds as I pass, then cool. Go for it. If my car is moving you'll only hear it for a couple of seconds. If I'm at a stoplight I'll lower it down to about 20% and raise it again when the lights go green. So sorry, I'm trying to be happy for a little bit. Yup, music on blast. Singing along with my sunglasses on, just doing my thing. When I pull up to a red light I'll turn it down to a reasonable level but still sing along rap. But summer vibes can't be contained. Because I don't use AC in my car and I still like to jam out to my music. Whenever I have to slow down or come to a stop, I lower the volume to mitigate my obnoxiousness. Same. But now I have a new car and the AC works but I still like to have the windows down and play music. Residential and stops I'll turn it down. I usually drive alone, so I turn on music on the loudest so I can feel the beat and sing, read, scream like a cat during mating season. along without hearing myself. And fresh air feels good. Believe it or not, I always turn it off when driving into a city. I can't see when music is on. I can't see when music is on. LOL, I always turn mine down when I don't know where I am going. Because everyone should be listening to Dance Mix 95 too. I will never get mad at anyone for blasting rhythm as a dancer in public. I do this just because I like the music. I feel like an unaware asshole after reading some of these comments, to be honest. Rarely is the music I play the type that would give me the cool guy persona. So that isn't it. I mean, blasting Father John Misty is more likely to signal that I'm depressed than it is to get me laid. And windows down because I've been cooped up in the office all day and it just feels great. But don't worry, you have to consider that Reddit will be biased in the antisocial direction more so than the average of humanity. Reddit is like people of Reddit that exist. Why? Asterisk. I want to listen to the music loud and I open the windows if it's hot. I don't feel like trying to keep quiet is necessary while I'm on the road. I wouldn't play music out loud if I was inside somewhere or on public transit. I have very little else going on in my life. This is the only way I can feel cool. I was writing a longer reply but this sums it up for me actually. People who are so damn precious about every little thing others do. Why are you like that? Some people seem to think any inconvenience is happiness shattering. Fuck you. I won't do what you tell me. The windows don't even have to be open. We've pulled up next to people at stoplights and they've had their music blaring so loud, with their windows fully up, that the bass makes our freaking minivan vibrate. It's always been people in small cars, too. I'm sorry you were inconvenienced for that 30 seconds at the stoplight. Funny enough, I always love my windows down no matter how cold or hot it is outside because I love the fresh air and breeze. As for the music, I just like to get lost and kinda go all out, shout singing lyrics and really getting into my performance. Though I have taken into great consideration annoying others and when I get to quieter residential areas, if it is an ungodly late early time, or I pull up to a stop and am next to other cars, I always turn my music down to not annoy others around me. I feel it should be a happy medium of jamming out and doing your own thing while also aiming for respecting others trying to do the same. Edit. I changed compared to while also aiming for because that's what I meant and didn't want to confuse. Because people like their music, you come across as the type who whines about people lighting fireworks on the 4th of July. I look forward to that topic in a week. But my dog has to hide under the bed twice a year for like 10 minutes because he's a big wuss, and of course this equates to animal abuse and therefore the entire city should cancel the fireworks. Never heard anyone say anything like that my entire 40+ years until about the last 12 months online. I love dogs. Have dogs. Have always had dogs. Your ducking dog will get over it. He didn't go to ducking Afghanistan and get PTSD. Honest answer, I don't give a duck if you have to hear my music for 20 seconds at a stoplight. People here are acting like this is comparable to you stabbing their grandma FFS. Because it's my car, and I'm allowed. And I'm usually only beside a person stopped for a max of 5 minutes and then I drive away and they can't hear it anymore. Problem solved. I like most music so I'm only posing another view. Do you disagree that it's only a max of 5 minutes so you should be considerate of those around you who might want to listen to their own music or conversation instead of yours and turn it down for those few minutes? We're stuck in traffic. You can't leave if you wanted to. Windows down. Volume maximum. YouTube. Rick Astley's never gonna give you up. Someone has to educate these people in the virtues of satanic Swedish death metal. I only do this on highways and nowhere near residential areas so I'm not a complete douche. Someone listens to At the Gates. +1 for At the Gates fans. Because my taste in music is better than others and I want to look cool while riding my Challenger. Honestly, this is me. I like the feeling of the windows down and volume up. It's freeing. I figure I only bother folks for a few seconds as I drive by. It gets old when your house next to a traffic light. Because I like driving with my windows down and the music loud. Because I'm in my car listening to my music on a nice day, and hearing my music for 30 seconds while we're waiting at a stoplight isn't going to ruin your day. Let people enjoy things. Because everyone must witness the masterpiece that is the Doom 2016/Doom Eternal soundtrack by Mick Gordon and Chad Mosholder. It's not because we want other people to hear our music. I like driving with the heater on with the windows down. Plus it gives the past some room to breathe so you're not hearing your car rattle. I don't do it to be obnoxious. Sometimes I just want to rock on and have fun. Plus, I could probably put you on. My dad works 24-hour shifts as an EMT and he'll play music for the people conscious in the ambulance if they are nice. He'll go down Nashville blaring Stayin' Alive windows down going very fast. Stayin' Alive from the ambulance. I love it. I like loud music. Can't listen to it loud at home and realistically you'll only be hearing my music for a few seconds unless we're at traffic lights. As with having a louder exhaust, I feel like people jump to the conclusion that it's done to show off to other people but in reality it's mostly for the personal experience. I'll crank jazz fusion up to antisocial levels if the chords hit right or that key solo rips. No better way to enjoy it. And X200B. There's probably a subconscious image thing that comes with it, especially because I prefer to do it with the windows open. I also really enjoy sharing art that I enjoy, so I suppose that feeds into it. I also live in a fairly middle class area, so I think my rebellion against the snobby culture sometimes manifests in the form of Queen Latifah being played a bit too loud. Because good music is better loud. Wait a minute. Am I under the impression no one wants to hear Cannibal Corpse blasting out of my car? Weird. Assert my dominance. LOL, that's an honest answer. Because Baby Shark is a modern classic. We're vibing. Mind your business. You'll only hear when you're stopped. I only ever do it at night. And because driving with the windows down in the summer at night feels so nice. And I also want to listen to music. But it's loud cause the windows are open, so I have to turn it up. It's cause I'm obnoxious and have small PP. I think it comes from a need to being noticed, to being admired. It really has the opposite effect though. That's weird. For me it's putting my music up loud because I enjoy it like that. I used to feel too shy because people would notice me. Now I just try to turn it down when I'm in areas where people may be asleep, going to sleep, children are around, or I'm breaking someone's ears. My car is very old and on its last leg. The AC is terrible, barely works and smells funny, hence the open windows. I like my music, but also need it turned up loud enough so I can pretend that horrible grinding sound doesn't exist. To prove I am superior against the path-walking peasants. I thought everyone liked disco music. Also, capital I, never do this on residential streets, and B, always turn it down when in traffic or at lights. I'm one of these people but never in a residential area. Look man, I'm stuck at home with the kids. Going for a solo grocery run or doc appointment is the only time I can listen to music I like because swear words are not for little ears. I'm going to blare it for every moment I'm free before returning to Frozen over and over again. Next week, we might shake it up a bit with Moana. Who knows? I have a polka music station saved on my Spotify and radio exclusively to return the favor to these kinds of people. I turn my music up so I usually don't have to hear the person next to me listening to loud music. Nothing stopping other people from turning up their music to drown mine out at the intersection if it bothers them so much. Bro, you actually watched the whole video. I'd give you a high five if I was a human. Make sure to click the like button and subscribe for more great content. See you next time.